Hello, welcome back to Talkin' Tunes, and today we are looking at the, depending on how you look at it, between 9 and 15 tunes on Emerson, Lake and Palmer's 1974 live albums, and this is the full title, I am not joking. Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to title this video that, I'm more than likely going to title it, Welcome Back, My Friends, Live 1974 or something. But, yes, this is a live album. It's 2 hours long, and it documents the tour that Emerson, Lake and Palmer did, promoting their album, Brain Salad Surgery, which I reviewed just last month in September. But I also figured, you know what? I did a live album last week. I figured I'm going to look at another live album this week, and it's, again, this is a good one, but it's a long one. If you are not already a fan of Emerson, Lake and Palmer or progressive rock in general, I'm gonna tell you something right now. You're not gonna enjoy this album all that much. It's unfortunate, but it's true. Even if you do like Emerson, Lake and Palmer, this album is very long, and even I was getting burnt out by the end, but I was all nice and bright-faced when it started with song number 1, Hoedown. This is a song from their previous album trilogy, and this is a much higher tempo version of this already pretty high tempo song, probably because around this point Keith Emerson was doing quite a bit of cocaine. Just a significant amount of cocaine. It was a lot. It was a lot of coke. The sound quality is not the best, but it could be much worse. Every instrument could still be heard. It may also do with the fact that I listened to this on Spotify and it was the 2016 remaster. I'm not, I think there's only so much you can do with remastering. The tape might have its inherent sound quality problems, but it sounds pretty good to me. It's not quite Pink Floyd Pulse levels of high definition, but it sounds like it was recorded. It sounds like a live album recorded in the 70s. There's this added bit in the second half that just sounds fucking nuts. And it is a great introduction to the album and a great song to open a gig with, especially in 1974. This is one of their more popular songs. So, yeah, it's just a fantastic fucking way to open this album. Song number 2, Jerusalem. This is our first of pretty much every song. They're split up, but pretty much every song aside from Benny the Bouncer from Brain Salad Surgery is played on this album. So Jerusalem is a little bit slower than the album version. It sounds much grander, and I think the fact that it's live helps it become grander, but also it's so impressive that most of the sound, the vast majority of the sound of Jerusalem, is coming from Keith Emerson. One dude. Of course, you've got Carl Palmer drumming and Greg Lake singing, but again, most of the sound, the body of the song, if you remove it, the song totally fucking disintegrates. Keith Emerson carries this song on his back, and it sounds grand as all hell, and it's just fucking impressive that most of this is coming from one dude. One fucking dude. It's crazy. Song number 3, Toccata, is pretty one-to-one with the studio version, aside from it being live. It's neat. I don't hate it. It's not, there's no real reason to listen to it over the studio version, but it sounds great. It sounds pretty good. Song number 4, a 27-minute behemoth version of the already behemoth Tarkus. Yes, they added 7 minutes onto the length of this puppy. The vocal warm-up bit, no, that's removed, and it just goes straight into the that bit. It just goes. It's fuck me. Oh, there's an extended fucking hell, my handwriting sucks. Oh, I guess there's an extended bit in Stones of Years. There's more. Oh, I get it. Extended Keethery, I think I wrote in Stones of Years. There's more in Iconoclast. And those both sound cool as fuck. There is no guitar bit as part of Battlefield, or at the start of Battlefield. The guitar solo that is in Battlefield sounds different than the album version. It's played differently. It's not just that it's set up for a live show and that it's naturally going to sound different. Like, yes, it sounds different, but it's played differently, and it's not better. It's not necessarily worse than the guitar solo, but it's not better than the studio version. You know what I mean? But yeah, it calms down after that guitar solo, and then Greg Lake sings part of Epitaph, which is fucking awesome. I fucked up in my review of Brain Salad Surgery, and I said he sang this during Carnival 9. He does not. He sings it during Tarkus. That's on me. I fucked up there. But there's more extended Keethery, which goes on for a while. And when I mean a while, I mean the remaining, 10 minutes of the song, and there's no lyrics, and listen, I figured out why some people don't like ELP at this point. I was just kind of sitting there okay, this can end now. Now, I remember, I have listened to this album before, and I remember the Epitaph moment, because I didn't know about King Crimson yet. I remember listening to this and going, the fuck is this? This is cool. Why are they adding this? What the fuck? This is neat. What the fuck is this? I remember thinking that. I don't remember thinking this version of the song is way too fucking long. Which I did this time. So, yeah. Song number 5, Take a Pebble, which is, these next 3 are all grouped together, but I separated them for this one. So, Take a Pebble, it has a slightly extended intro. Apart from that, it's pretty close to the studio version. It cuts off halfway through, and it leads into Still You Turn Me On, which is pretty much the album version. And then we get to song number 7, Lucky Man, which is very different from the album version, but in a very subtle way. And it remains true to the original song. It's not, a drastic difference. It is and it isn't. It's still a nice, calm acoustic number. It's not when Eric Clapton did Layla on MTV Unplugged. It's not the grand. It doesn't have a different energy. It has the same energy. It's just played very, very differently and sung very, very differently, which annoyed me a little bit. But it's not as annoying as, when other people over-embellish. It's not like the fucking one of the Black Eyed Peas doing the Star Spangled Banner. Whatever that woman's name was it fucking Fergie? That's a fucking reference that I don't even know if the few people that watch me are gonna get. So, yeah. Yeah, it's cool. And then song number 8, piano improvisations, and it's subtitled, including these 2 classical piano pieces. It's 12 minutes of Keith Emerson being Keith Emerson. It's not the most interesting to me. I'm sure if you're an actual musician and can actually play an instrument, I'm sure it's technically proficient, but to my ear, it's pretty fucking boring. Carl Palmer starts drumming about 7 minutes into the 12-minute thing. Here's the thing Here's the thing, I find it rather boring. I find these 12 minutes rather boring. I would have much rather, and I know there's reasons why they didn't do this. I'd have much rather this be like a slightly stripped back version of Trilogy, like the title track of Trilogy. I've tried to mend the love that ended, or maybe, the um the fugue or whatever the fuck it is, like the one that goes, please, please, please don't give me lies, that one, off of Trilogy, which I've also reviewed. I reviewed a lot of Emerson, Lake and Palmer, apparently. But yeah, I much rather it would have been one of those rather than this. Like, and I like maybe stripped back versions of those. And I know there's reasons they didn't do that, because they found creating recreating a lot of the stuff from Trilogy to be a pain in the ass, and they basically would have had to bring out like an extra guy, and they just don't do that. It was Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and it's like their names are the name of the band. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's a song that doesn't really need to be there, in my opinion. I much rather they would have cut it from the live album, shortened it by about 11 minutes. And then song number 9 is Take a Pebble Conclusion. Apparently all of that, including Still You Turn Me On and Lucky Man and those piano improvisations, apparently all of that was just part of Take a Pebble. Who fucking knew? But yeah, again, it's more of, the start of Take a Pebble. It's nice that, their debut album got some representation here. So, yeah, not really the most interesting. Song number 10, and these next two are grouped together. Song number 10, Jeremy Bender, is just as uninteresting as the album version. Even Greg Lake sounds bored singing it. And then song number 11, this is The Sheriff. It's not as fun as the studio version, and I can pinpoint it. It's because Keith does not touch the organ once during this song. It's annoying. That's what made the song on the original album on Trilogy cool. It's because he was playing, the organ kind of like a player piano, or in the style of a player piano. Here he's just trying to replicate the player piano sound on a synth, and it just, he's playing all the right notes, but it's just like, no, you should have played this on the organ, buddy, and we know you have one there, we've heard it the whole fucking album. So, yeah. Yeah, no reason to listen to this version over the studio version. And then song number 12, the big behemoth, the reason to listen to this album, the 35-minute version of Carnival 9. That's right, Carnival 9 Impressions 1, 2, and 3. They are not separated out. You could separate them out to bring the track number up to 15, but it's just awesome. The intro is just as epic as the studio version, if not more so, because this is being pulled off live by 3 guys. Only 3 guys. Like Pink Floyd, when they did The Wall, which was their grandest work, they had 12 fucking people on the stage. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, this is their great big daddy of a song. It's just fucking insane. Just fucking insane that 3 dudes, and most of it being pulled off by one dude, it's just fucking phenomenal. How, dude? Probably cocaine, but how, dude? The transition into the carnival or the carnival, that bit, sounds, cool as shit. First Impression Part 2 is epic as fuck. The guitar solo actually fucking kicks ass here. Carl gets himself a very long and very cool drum solo that accounts for most of those extra 6 minutes. But yeah, Second impression is, pretty close to the studio version. But by the time you get to part 3, this is where the band kind of sounds tired. I mean, yeah, they've been playing for 2 hours, and it might just have been my mood by the end of these, 2 hours, just kind of like, okay, like, this is boring. It might have been just my mood seeping in to my notes by the time we got to the end, but the band sounds tired by the time you get to part 3. They still pull off a masterful performance of this part of the song. It's masterful, but it's still, like, especially in Greg Lake's voice, you can tell they've been at this for a while, at this gig for a while. It sounds like they're kind of, getting ready to go, ready to be done. You know what I mean? And then the end where, like, the computer is killed and the sound effects, and it gradually speeds up, like the on this live version, that sounds like an Atari game. I might have said that about the studio version, but here it really fucking sounds like an Atari game. And that brings us to the end. If you are an Emerson, Lake and Palmer fan, I think you should buy this album. If you don't like Emerson, Lake and Palmer, you're not going to like this album. I already said that. Even if you do like Emerson, Lake and Palmer and you do buy this album, you are not going to listen to it in its entirety frequently. Because, again, even, like, I am a fan of Emerson, Lake and Palmer. I really fucking like Emerson, Lake and Palmer. I put them over King Crimson every single day of the week. But by the end of this album, you will be a little bit tired and you won't need another dose of Emerson, Lake and Palmer for a while. So, yeah, that's my verdict. It's a good album. If you're a fan of Emerson, Lake and Palmer, I think you should go buy it. If you're not a fan of Emerson, Lake and Palmer, you're not going to like it. So, yep, thank you all very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please feel free to leave a like on it, comment and subscribe as well. That would be fantastic. If you really, really enjoyed the video and want to hear more of my opinions on music. If you don't want to hear more of my opinions on music, but find my personality at least somewhat entertaining, I have a podcast with two of my buddies. It's called Dorkies. I will link the latest episode of that in the description down below. And if you want to hear what I happen to be listening to on any given day, or a 15-second segment, at least you can follow me on Instagram. I post a section of a song of my story there every single day. I will leave a link to that in the description down below. And with that, I would like to remind you all to stay weird and keep jamming. See you in the next one. Take care.